Hello, my name is Wendy Ross, and I'd like to welcome you to the fourth program in the Conflict Management Skills for Poll Workers training series. Once again, we're going to examine some of the typical conflict situations that you might encounter in your vitally important work as a professional poll worker and how you can resolve them swiftly and effectively. And once again, we have a new, fun format for our training. We all love top 10 lists, and in this video, we have one for you. It's entitled, The Top 10 Characteristics of Highly Effective Poll Workers. But before we get into the program, I'd like to emphasize one very important point, and that has to do with your role in the election process. I refer to you as a professional, because that's exactly what you are. When voters walk into your polling place to vote, they're looking to you as the expert in that room. They may not know exactly where to go or if there's any new information regarding the voting machines or even where to sign the register until you tell them. And as with any expert, the more you know about all aspects of your work, including how to communicate effectively and how to deal with conflicts when they arise, the more confident that you will feel doing your job. And the more confident you are when you need to address challenging situations, the more respect that the voter will give you, and the more easily you can resolve the issue. So while our overriding objective in this training is to make certain that every single person who is eligible to vote actually does, another important objective in this training is to help you do your job more effectively so that you can enjoy the process. Before we look at our top 10 list, it will be helpful to review what we call the ABW of effective communication. You may remember A stands for attitude. We know that what a person is thinking can negatively or positively impact how they communicate and what results they get. B stands for body language, how a person non-verbally communicates. We've all heard the old adage, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And W stands for words. There are certain words that set us up for success and others that almost guarantee that we'll encounter a problem. So let's jump right in and look at numbers 1, 2, and 3 in our top 10 list. You will notice that they all have something to do with attitude. The number one characteristic of a highly effective poll worker is that they pass no judgment on a voter's abilities, behaviors, dress, or demeanor, and they maintain the utmost respect for each voter. The number two characteristic is that they make no assumptions about what the voter should have known or done. And the number three characteristic is that in an effort to provide excellent customer service, they always remain solution-oriented and view any problem or challenge not as an annoyance, but as an opportunity to help. We're going to look at how embodying these first three characteristics can set you up for success. But first, let's watch how the absence of them can cause a problem in the following scene.
All right. Okay, no, dude, listen. No, dude, listen, I gotta go. Really, I'll talk to you later, man. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm here to vote in the governor's race. What do you need from me?
I need a signature and a photo ID.
Well, here you go.
No, you can't vote in that race.
What do you mean I can't vote in that race?
This is a partisan primary election. The governor's race is partisan, and I see here that you have no party affiliation. The state of Florida is a closed primary state. If you have no party affiliation, then you can only vote in nonpartisan races. Do you know what nonpartisan means?
Yes, why, actually I do. I, graduated from high school.
Well, then you should know why you can't, vote for partisan candidates.
You know, you remind me of my 11th grade history teacher. You two could be like cranky sisters. You know what worked for her? Fiber.
You could clearly see how our poll worker's attitude influenced her actions, her communication, and her nonverbal body language, couldn't you? She obviously thought that Ethan's behavior was inappropriate as he walked in talking on his cell phone. You could almost hear her as she thought that he should have known about the rules about primary elections And it was very obvious that she viewed the entire encounter with him as an annoyance, not an opportunity to help. As we replay this scene, notice the difference when our poll worker simply maintains a positive, helpful attitude, demonstrates respect for the voter, and excellent customer service skills.
No, dude. Okay, dude, I'll call you back, okay? All right? Thank you, man. Bye-bye. Hi. I'm here to, vote in the governor's race. What do you need from me?
Great. I need a signature and a photo ID.
Okay. Here you go.
Okay, let's see. Oh, here you are. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Weiss, but you aren't eligible to vote in the governor's race. You can only vote a nonpartisan ballot.
What do you mean I am not eligible to vote in the governor's race?
Well, this is a partisan primary election. The governor's race is a partisan race. And I see here that you are not registered with any party. And the state of Florida is a closed primary state. If you have no party affiliation, then you can only vote in nonpartisan races. And I'm so sorry.
I didn't know that. That is such a major bummer.
I'm sorry. I know it can be a bit confusing. Here, let me get you a nonpartisan ballot. And you be sure to come back and vote in the governor's race in the general election.
Will do. Thank you so much.
You could clearly see the difference, couldn't you? Our poll worker was very effective at her job because she did not pass judgment on the voter's actions or his lack of information. And she also seemed to view his problem as an opportunity to help and to clear up his understanding of Florida law. She was very respectful and gave great customer service. The bottom line is this: maintaining a positive, helpful attitude will help you create a more positive experience and a more productive outcome, not only for the voter, but for you as well. Let's now take a look at numbers 4, 5, and 6 of the top 10 characteristics of highly effective poll workers. You'll notice that they all have to do with the B in our ABW of effective communication. And B stands for body language. The number 4 characteristic is this: a highly effective poll worker greets each voter with good eye contact and a welcoming smile. The number 5 characteristic is that they keep their voice level, pleasant, and calm, and their body relaxed and non-aggressive. And the number 6 characteristic of a highly effective poll worker is that they listen attentively and do not interrupt the voter. Watch now as our next poll worker fails to embody these characteristics as he interacts with a voter who shows up without a picture ID.
Excuse me? Are you ready for me?
Yes.
Well, I don't exactly know what you want. I just moved here from out of state, and I'm not sure what the Florida requirements are.
I need an ID with your signature and photo on it.
Oh, well, I have this. Will this do?
No. You need an ID with your signature and photo.
Oh, I don't think I have one with a picture on it. Wait, here's a picture of me and my son.
Well, that's nice, but it's not exactly ID. I'm sorry, you have no choice but to vote using a provisional ballot.
But I registered when I first moved here, and if my name's on the register, I really don't see why I have
Ma'am, I didn't make the rules. It's Florida's law. You must have an ID with a signature and a photo on it. Actually, on the ID.
Well, even if my name's on the
It
register?
doesn't matter. If you still want to vote, you can vote now using a provisional ballot.
Well, what's that?
It means you can vote now, but your vote won't count until they can verify your signature. And if they can, then your vote will count.
What do you mean, if they can?
If they can.
I'm sure you saw how our poll worker failed to embody any of those 3 all-important body language characteristics of a highly effective poll worker. He didn't make eye contact with the voter when she approached. In fact, he didn't even look up at her until she said,
Excuse me?
He never smiled. His face and body language looked anything but relaxed and pleasant, and he interrupted her several times.
If my name's on the register, I really don't see why I have to...
Ma'am, I didn't make the rules. It's Florida's law.
And in terms of his voice, even though he said the words, "I'm sorry," he surely didn't sound like he was sorry. All these behaviors not only didn't help the situation, they actually seemed to escalate the tension, especially since he also failed to apply the top 3 positive attitude characteristics we discussed in the first scenario. He clearly viewed the voter and her problem as an annoyance. He seemed to think she should have known Florida law, and clearly did not approach the situation as an opportunity to be of help and service. In terms of the final outcome, well, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to end up, but it certainly doesn't look promising. Let's replay the scene, and this time, notice how our poll worker not only embodies all the elements of good nonverbal body language, but he also has a noticeably more positive attitude.
Well, hi there.
Hi. I just recently moved here from out of state, and I'm first time voting in Florida, and I'm not sure what the Florida requirements are.
Oh, well, first of all, let me say welcome to Florida.
Oh, thanks.
And all I'll need is an ID with your signature and photo.
Well, I've got this. Will this do?
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Russell. This doesn't have a photo on it. It does have your signature, but we'll need one with your photo as well.
I don't think I have one with a picture on it. Wait, here's a picture of me and my son.
Oh, that's lovely. But it's not exactly proper identification. You must have one of these forms of ID.
I don't have any of these with me.
Don't worry, I have a solution for you. You can still vote today using a provisional ballot.
Oh, but I registered when I first moved here, and my name's on the register. I don't see what difference it makes.
I totally understand. However, it is Florida's law, and accordingly, we have to follow it.
Even if my name's on the register?
Yes, ma'am, even if your name is on the register. However, you can still vote today using a provisional ballot.
Provisional ballot, how does it work?
It's very simple. You fill it out, we send it in. And once they verify your signature, then your vote will count. In fact, the supervisor will contact you later on to let you know whether or not your ballot was counted. And if not, why?
Okay, that sounds good. I'll do that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now that was excellent service, demonstrated by a very skilled poll worker with a positive, helpful attitude and appropriate body language. Did you notice how our poll worker actually sensed that someone was approaching his table, looked up, and greeted her with a warm, welcoming smile? He also was very relaxed and pleasant. His voice was calm and level, and he always let the voter finish her sentences, even when he knew what she was going to say. And the result? A happy voter who's been given excellent customer service, a very positive experience, and a practical solution to her problem. Now let's move to the 7th and 8th characteristics on our list. And as we do, you will notice they both have something to do with words, the W in the ABW of effective communication. The number 7 characteristic of highly effective poll workers is that they liberally use polite phrases like, "I'm so sorry," "Thank you," "I understand," "I appreciate your patience," "No problem," "I want to help." I can certainly see why you would think that. And "welcome." The number 8 characteristic is that they avoid killer words and phrases like, "That's wrong," "You're not listening," "What's your problem?" "If you'll just calm down," "Relax," "How many times do I have to say this?" And, "Well, there's nothing I can do." Watch this next scene as our poll worker, Dawn, clearly is not aware of either of these skills.
Here. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in a really big hurry.
Well, just hang on. Let me find you in the book.
Sir, I really don't want to be rude, but I have a very, very big meeting in, oh great, 12 minutes. Could you please hurry up?
Ma'am, you need to be patient. I'm going as fast as I can. Well, seems that you have a problem. You're not in the register. Have you moved?
Well, yeah, to that new subdivision north of town, but what difference does that make?
Well, means you can't vote here.
What? Why not? This is the precinct where I've always voted. I don't understand what the difference is. I'm a voter, I'm registered, I want to vote. Help me out here.
Price, you're not listening to me. You cannot vote here. You have to vote at your new polling place.
But I don't even know where that is.
Miss Price, you need to relax and calm down.
Okay. Okay, this is the part where you don't get to tell me to calm down. I'm asking you for an explanation and you're telling me to calm down? Okay. All right, listen, just give me one of those provisional things. Provisional ballots. Yeah, give me one of those.
Sorry, that won't do you any good. You can fill it out, but it still won't count.
Is it your mission in life to keep people from voting? Because if it is, you're doing a great job.
What is your problem?
I'm certain that you can clearly see where this one is heading. And once again, we notice that the killer words and phrases that Don was using not only didn't fix the problem, they actually made matters much worse. Words like,
Just hang on. You need to relax and calm down. What is your problem?
are like putting fuel on a fire. Don also violated all the other characteristics we've talked about today. In terms of attitude, he seemed far more interested in taking a stand than in helping the voter resolve her issue. Plus, his body language was accusatory and aggressive, and he didn't greet the voter with immediate eye contact and a smile. Let's look at the scene another way now. Watch Don as he avoids all those killer phrases and generously uses some of the polite, customer-focused words and phrases. And notice how much easier it is to come to a peaceful resolution, regardless of whether the outcome is what the voter originally wanted or not.
Welcome.
Here. I don't want to be rude, but I'm in a really big hurry.
No problem. Let me find you in the book.
Sir, I really don't want to be rude, but I have a very, very big meeting in, oh great, 12 minutes. Can you please hurry up?
No problem. I'm sorry, Miss Price. You don't seem to be in the register. Have you moved recently?
Well, yeah, out of that new subdivision north of town, but what difference does that make?
According to Florida law, you must vote in the same precinct where you currently live. I'm so sorry.
But this is the precinct where I've always voted. I don't understand what the difference is. I'm a voter, I'm registered, I want to vote. Can you help me out?
Miss Price, I can certainly understand how you'd be frustrated by this, and I would be too. But listen, I know you want to vote. Let's figure out how to make that happen. See the man over there in the apron? He can take you to the computer and look up your new precinct for you. Is that okay?
Not really. I have to get to this meeting.
Well, how about this? Let me give you the number for the supervisor of elections. You can call them. Then after your meeting, you can go over there and vote.
Okay, but why can't I fill out one of those provisional ballots here?
You can, but we want your vote to count. For that to happen, you need to be at your correct precinct. Do you want the supervisor's number?
Okay, I guess so.
Ms. Price, again, I'm so sorry this happened, and I very much appreciate your understanding our need to follow the rules on this.
No, it's okay. I appreciate your help. Thanks. I'll call her office.
All right.
Okay.
This is one of those before and after situations that is literally like night and day. In this scene, Don's use of the wonderfully customer-focused words and phrases were very effective. Words like,
I'm so sorry. No problem. Welcome. I can certainly understand how you'd be frustrated by this, and I would be too. I very much appreciate your understanding our need to follow the rules on this.
let the voter know that he was very concerned about her plight and sincerely wanted to help. His friendly, positive attitude was extremely evident as he stayed focused on finding a solution for the voter. In addition, everything about his body language was relaxed and unaggressive. And the result? In spite of the fact that the voter was unable to vote in this precinct, the poll worker gave her the contact information that helped her determine the location of her proper precinct. This way, the voter could vote a regular ballot instead of a provisional ballot that might not count. Good job, Don. Now let's take a look at the ninth characteristic of a highly effective poll worker. Simply put, they understand the voter's rights and always strive to honor and uphold them. There are a comprehensive set of rules and regulations that you must follow in your work. And while I'm certain that you are very committed to always doing the right thing and making the right choice, you may encounter a few situations where there could be some doubt or a very strong opinion about what is or is not allowed or should not be allowed. I'd like to show you one scene where two of our very well-meaning poll workers simply appear to have some strong opinions about whether or not a certain voter should be allowed to vote.
Good morning.
Buenos días. Yo quiero
I'm sorry. Wait just a minute. Let me get somebody for you.
Buenos días.
Sí, ¿cómo
Me
puedo ayudar?
gustaría votar.
Oh, sí, tiene la
Should that be allowed?
How can he read the ballot?
I think if you can't speak English, you shouldn't be able to vote.
I agree.
Here's the bottom line. If a person is registered in the state of Florida, he or she is entitled to vote, regardless of what language they speak or do not speak. It's the law. In fact, in some jurisdictions, multi-language ballots are required. Either way, it is your job to make certain to provide the best customer service you can to every single eligible voter to ensure that they are able to cast their ballot. And a situation like this is one of those opportunities where you can use all the characteristics of a highly effective poll worker, and particularly the very first one. Remember what that was? The number one characteristic of a highly effective poll worker is that they pass no judgment on a voter's abilities, behavior, dress, or demeanor, and they maintain the utmost respect for each voter. So in a case like this one with Mr. Gonzalez, who is very qualified and capable of voting in this election, you have a few options. If you have a translator on site, then summon him or her over to help. If the person brings a translator in with them and it indicates in the record that this voter is allowed to have assistance, then both parties may go into the voting booth after the translator has filled out an affidavit. If it is not indicated in the record that the voter needs assistance and he is accompanied by a translator, then both parties will need to sign an affidavit before they go into the voting booth. And finally, if none of these options are available to you, then summon your clerk, who will contact your supervisor of elections for assistance. Your ability to withhold judgment and assist every single qualified voter is one of the elements that makes you the respected, capable professional that you are. We now turn to the 10th characteristic of a highly effective poll worker, and it's simply this. A highly effective poll worker reviews, studies, and looks for opportunities to consciously apply all the other 9 characteristics. Now, this may seem self-evident, but the truth is that it is very easy to go on autopilot and simply act and react exactly as you normally do, without consciously choosing how you want to think, act, and speak in every given moment during your work. So I encourage you to review these points before you go into the polling place on Election Day. Consciously make a decision to 1. Pass no judgment on a voter's abilities, behavior, dress, or demeanor, and then maintain the utmost respect for every voter. 2. Make no assumptions about what the voter should have known. 3. Always remain solution-oriented and view any problem or challenge not as an annoyance, but as an opportunity to help. 4. Greet each voter with good eye contact and a welcoming smile. 5. Always keep your voice level, pleasant, and calm, and your body relaxed and non-aggressive. 6. Listen attentively and do not interrupt the voter. 7. Liberally use polite phrases like, "I'm so sorry," "Thank you," "I understand," "I appreciate your patience," "No problem," "I want to help." I can certainly see why you would think that. And welcome. 8. Avoid killer words and phrases like, "That's wrong," "You're not listening," "What's your problem?" "If you'll just calm down," "Relax," "How many times do I have to say this?" And, "Well, there's nothing I can do." 9. Understand the voter's rights and always strive to honor and uphold them. 10. Review, study, and look for opportunities to consciously apply all the other 9 characteristics. And remember, you can use these ideas to help you in many other challenging situations in your life. I mean, who knows? You just might find yourself working right next to another poll worker who has a very different idea of how to handle your downtime.
Oh, my back is killing me. Got a bulging disc, you know. Oh, it's a real pain. Real pain, that's funny. Which is not so funny when it happens. Oh, I gotta tell you, it's the only thing I got going on here today. I have indigestion like you would not believe. I can't even look at another hot dog without, you know. I must be coming down with something. Does that seem swollen to you? Feel it. What do you think?
And how would you handle this? You'd simply resist the temptation to judge your fellow poll workers' behavior. Do a little attentive listening, smile, and think to yourself, I'm so glad I'm not him. As one of our valued gatekeepers of democracy, you make a powerful contribution to the success of each and every election. Because of you, every qualified voter is able to exercise their cherished right to make their voices heard on the issues that are important to them. So let me conclude by saying, on behalf of every single person who walks into your polling place and has the benefit of your knowledge, assistance, and dedication, thank you. Thank you for your professionalism, your caring, and your commitment to everyone who enjoys and exercises their right to vote in this great country of ours. And thank you for your willingness to serve in the election process.
Does that seem swollen to you? Feel that. What do you think?
You know what? Fiber. It works really wonders for her.
Your number?
Okay, I guess so.
Oh, something.
Do you appreciate me?
Something.